motherfuckers! I want you to kill everyone over there! And I want you to kill everybody over there! And nobody goes until I say, hold! Hold! Fuck yeah! And we're back. The return. We've made it. Wow, that was kind of violent. We don't advocate violence, but here at Casturbation. Oh yes, Casturbation, the return.
No, we definitely do advocate violence.
Well, I was gonna get up to
Build
that.
up.
Yeah. You don't just come out with a serial killer, you know. You just don't kill everybody immediately, then who will know?
Well, dude, I'm not saying kill people. Violent. Just violence. I like violence.
Well, shit. See, now I jumped the gun even more. It's like, no violence. Yes, violence. Yes, kill.
This fucking thing's falling apart already.
All I need is kill. Casturbation. So what is this? What are we doing, David?
Rhetorical question.
You're David. I'm Michael. Yeah. We didn't even introduce ourselves. We were captivated.
That's your job here.
That's
is to
right.
keep this chaos orderly somehow.
The chaos, the cyclone of Casturbation. But man. So what are we doing? We don't do anything.
You mean, what are we doing?
Don't talk
So
about
this
anything.
we used to do this podcast years ago,
Yeah.
like 6 years ago. This is a soft reboot. It's coming back. We're bringing it back because, you know, it's just what the world needs right now. I feel like that's what we came down. We were making a decision one day. We were drinking coffee mixed with some alcohol
Mixed with some
because
cocaine.
we're alcoholics, and so we drink alcohol with
So we drink
coffee.
alcohol. As a matter of fact, we drink alcohol with anything. It's like, can I have some water mixed with vodka, please?
Can I have some vodka mixed with vodka? How about that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why Tito's and vodka. Did you ever hear that? Like apparently dumb girls that like just turned 21 and don't know how to order. They just go up to the bartenders and will be like, "Can I have a Tito's and vodka?" And people are like, "Tito's is vodka."
It's like, ma'am, you're 45. It's like you've been drinking Tito's from your mother's tits your whole life. That's why you're fucked up.
I guess that's why you need to cut her off. That's for the 45-year-olds. You need to cut them off when they start asking for Tito's and vodka.
Like, can I
They're too drunk. They should know.
Whiskey vodka.
You should know.
I do know. See, I don't have. Well, maybe I do know. Who knows what I do? Back in my bartending
Or what you have
days.
done.
What have I done?
Back in the Wild West.
Back in the Wild West, like literally the saloon doors that we
Exactly.
had coming on in.
Kick those
I had
open?
the people that I had to cut off were usually older women. Almost always women.
Do you think the cowboys back in the day that would just kick those fucking doors open, do you think they practiced that? Like, because you couldn't fuck that up and like recover socially, I feel, especially back then, right? Like, you had to be like, you couldn't look
They
like
would
a
just
bitch.
shoot you dead.
Yeah.
Like the guy who's playing the piano, like, doo, doo, doo. He was just pulling a shotgun and blowing.
Even the piano player would shoot you.
Yeah. And then they would get pissed off because they had to do more work and like hang your body out to dry, take your clothes off, steal everything you own. The letter from your wife that's like, I'll be back home soon once I get the gold.
I think that's, a thing to practice, if you're a reenactor of the time. You know those towns where they do the reenactments?
Oh, yeah. It was like a Renaissance fair thing, kind of, except it was the Wild West.
Yeah, except not at all.
But,
A different time period
people
entirely.
dress it up, still.
Different part of the world.
It's in the same vein. I
You
like to
know.
think there's people that are into that kind of thing. It's like we just dress up as Vikings, 1400 Arab pilgrims, or cowboys, depending on the day. It's a living.
It's a lifestyle. It's my kink, really. It's what would that be called? Cowboy kink? That makes sense.
I guess it would. It's just a cowboy kink. Kink
It's
boy.
that's a pretty vanilla name for a kink.
It is. It's pretty terrible. Yeah, it's just like, let's just go to the sub and a cowboy kink.
I think that you need something else, like
Kink boy.
yeah, we need some other some play on words.
Yeah, something like involving spurs, And like,
Yeah.
I'm going to spur all over your face.
Spur.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Sperms.
Spur dash M.
The back of my boots are covered in jism. That one doesn't roll off the tongue as well. Hey, it's a thing. It's a kink. If it's a I've seen categories.
If
I
it's
haven't
a
clicked on
kink,
them
it's
all.
got to be involve something sexual. We're not suggesting people do this. You're a fucking freak.
Unless you want to.
And if you say don't kink shame, well, guess what? Kink shaming is my kink. That's probably a hack joke anyway. I don't know. People have probably made that like so many
Shame.
times.
We have no shame here. If you look at any
No,
of our
that's not
pictures-
true. It's optional.
Yeah, it's
you don't know our shame status.
No, that's true.
We don't reveal our shame
Well, I have
status.
no
here.
shame. How about that? Maybe we have like a
Speak
fourth
for
shame.
yourself. How about that?
Maybe
you
you're like-
can be open. Michael's transparent about his shame
Or the lack
policy.
thereof. Hey, man. I got a bunch of cowboy boots in my closet. Don't ask me why. Good old cowboys.
You're about that spur.
I mean, like, I would imagine that like some pranksters would like nail some of those saloon doors shut. Some guy, like a rival, tries to kick it down.
Or like, yeah,
Shatters his
you know
leg.
the fucking whatever Chad of the town's coming.
Exactly.
You're trying to embarrass them. You nail the door shut. Yeah.
Kicks
That's
it.
probably
But then it makes him more of a Chad because he's so strong. Like, kicks
Quite.
straight through it. It's like he doesn't even swing. He just knocks him
just
down.
breaks him through. Yeah. And just makes him even look more like a Chad because he just like destroyed the doors.
And then this, the piano player looks over with the cigar, drops out of his mouth.
Yeah.
He's like, not the shotgun today, because he's always ready. It's right under there. The piano is actually completely out of tune because there's a shotgun where some of the keys should be hitting.
But then as soon as he walks through, a bucket of glue falls on his head.
And then he's shot, riddled with bullets. It's like, why did you have to pour the glue on him?
He fell for it.
Just tripped.
There was, it was a contingency plan. He had a string tied to the door just in case he got through.
It's like, why did you just shoot the man?
It's a prank, man. You're a prankster. You got to have a backup ready to go.
And of course, the backup to the backup is riddle him with bullets, revolver bullets.
Yeah, go all Wild Bill Hickok on him.
Saloon door kicking. New on TBS. That could be a show. It'd be like, what's that show? Yeah, Squid Game, except you kick doors.
Oh, I think they should just add that as like a phase in Ninja Warrior. It's like a set of saloon doors.
Yeah, that should be the end.
like 5 saloon doors you got to kick through.
Yeah, I
At
think.
varying heights.
Yeah, because usually Ninja Warrior, it ends with like you have to run up that wall and like pull yourself up. You're like tired of shit by that point. Like once you get to the top, you should have to kick through 5 saloon doors, more progressively hard. And of course, the last one's like made of metal. Just break your foot. But hey, at least you win $10,000 on our Ninja Warrior.
Or it could be like, yeah, you have to run through the door. Like, it's just like getting whacked by these goddamn doors as they fucking fly through them.
The doors fight back. They're just swinging
Yeah.
back and forth. And of course, once you get through the first 2, the second one is on fire. Or I mean, the third one's on fire. The
It's
fourth
just
one,
this is spinning on an axis.
yeah, it's like, and of course, the last door you have to kick through is over a pit of crocodiles. Be careful, American Ninja Warrior. I guess it'd just be regular Ninja Warrior. We're an international podcast. here.
Western Ninja Warrior.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else would be on the Ninja Warrior, the Western Ninja Warrior, of course, other than those swinging saloon doors that would knock you off the balance beam?
I imagine at one point you have to just chase a woman and like lasso her and hog tie her. It's just like run. Just Western things.
Yeah, I was gonna go somewhere with like maybe with the rope. But you went all the way with the hog tie. I don't know if I can top that. That seems like
Well, of course, the complete end, you have to tame a wild horse. Get it to come to you. Just kicks you in the face. Battle horse. War horse, Steven Spielberg.
what if you like one of the phases you had to just draw on somebody, quick draw, and maybe you just get your head blown off.
I literally thought you meant like just draw on somebody. Like it's like you have to go to this cowboy and he's sleeping. You have to draw a smiley
Draw
face
dicks
on
on him. Is he drunk? Is he drunk enough not to? You can't wake him up, but he has to wake up embarrassed. But so at the end, if you finish it, he's like, they wake him up, and he's like, "Oh, there's dicks on my face."
Like you got me. Gosh darn it. Then he just rides away.
But
on a
if he
horse.
wakes up, he
shoots you in the head until you die.
I feel like that's pretty extreme. You know,
I mean,
I was trying to think of something a little more in the realm of reality, but I guess we just kind of went overboard.
well, I
with
mean,
it.
what else would you do other than like tame a horse and just kick down a saloon
I mean,
door?
I
I
was
think
just
we have it
think- I
covered.
was just
Play
thinking-
poker, accuse someone of cheating in poker.
Well, like if it was anywhere like trying to be realistic, other like the saloon doors was honestly that was kind of realistic, right? Like a spinning saloon door just whacks you off the platform. I could see that.
I mean, what else would you do though?
But a rope, like maybe you have to lasso like something and swing to another platform.
What's Indiana Jones? Like that's not Cowboys didn't do that shit.
Yeah, maybe
Cowboys
you're
weren't
right.
swinging around.
But they were lassoing shit. Maybe you just have to do shit like lasso stuff. Maybe you have to lasso a platform to you, and then
No, I think there should be someone who's paid by the network that just runs back and forth. You have to lasso them. They're just running around. You don't have to hurt them.
yeah, I mean that's always an option too. It's just involve human game in the equation. We could do that, but again, trying to keep it in the realm of reality for the just the sake of a
I mean, what
thought
else would you
experiment.
do other than ride a horse and like build it? Like,
You can't ride a horse. You can't
campfire.
involve other. You can't involve other animate things. Like you can only have
So you could kick down a saloon door
kick down saloon
and
doors.
then just like grab a couple poles with a rope. This sounds terrible. Mine sounds way better when you're chasing people.
like honestly, there wasn't a lot to do in the Wild West. What if you have to like fucking pickaxe? You got a pickaxe. You got to do something with that.
What if you just mine for gold? It just takes forever.
He's panning.
Exactly. You know? It's just like looking through the water. It's like, I found some glitter. Oh. Nope, I didn't. Back to the drawing board. It's like, here's hour 10 of Western Ninja
Of
Warrior.
Western Ninja
Still mining for gold.
Hey,
in
man.
southern Los Angeles, where our set is. Of course, little they know, there is no gold.
You could take breaks. You didn't have to like film the entire 10 hours.
Yeah, dude.
All right, fine.
This is on a budget.
I don't think Western Ninja Warrior is going to work. It's not. They're not going to take that. If we go to the studio and pitch that, they're not.
Cooler would be actual like Ninja Warrior. If you had to do like what ninja shit, like like chop shit. Well, I guess it's a samurai.
What about all right?
What about Navy SEALs Ninja Warrior? You have to like clear out a building.
I was going to go the cuisine route, like because you have like Iron Chef, and that's like
yeah,
what,
they have
like
a lot
Asian
of those. Like
food.
literally, there's a show called Food Wars.
Yeah, Food Wars. Yeah, and so
Food War 2.
Western food. What would they be making back then?
Just pots of
Like
stew.
horse meat. Yeah,
Making pots of stew with deer in it, and then just
whatever they
eating
shot.
carrots.
Yeah, Oregon Trail,
Everyone just dies of
rabbits,
dysentery if you lose.
deer, elk.
Yeah, living off the land. An occasional bear after it killed half your
Oh,
crew.
bear. Yeah, bear
Yeah.
meat, dude. People back in the day would eat bear.
People still eat bear.
Well, yeah, people still eat bear, but I'm saying like that was much more prevalent.
Yeah, you can't just go to McDonald's and get a bear burger anymore.
Yeah, honestly, it's like I almost wish we could.
I mean, I do as well.
I wish McDonald's had a bear burger.
A
I wish I
bear.
could eat a bear.
I know. It's a
That's
fine meal.
Yeah, bear is one of those things. It's like you really got to go out and get that one yourself.
You got to kill a bear.
You got to go kill that bear and eat it. Like,
That's why there's not. I suppose that's true. That's why there's not like a lot of shark meat lying around. It's like let's go kill this shark. It's like nah, we'll just leave that guy alone half the time. Unless you're in one of those weird undiscovered island countries,
well, there's places that have like shark steak.
Yeah, you gotta
they
eat-
offer that, but like I mean, the shit's expensive. It's like stupid. Obviously, we're peasants, so like I don't eat shark steak. If you're some fucking hoity-toity, what do you call them?
I don't know, man.
Elite.
If I was at like one of those nice steak restaurants and I saw a shark steak, I'd be like, give me that one.
The cream of the crop.
Give me I said, put jaws on a plate.
The cream of the crop.
Yeah, put some cream on top of that steak. My shark steak.
Usually they do. They put some sort of top,
So if you like ate a bear, like or a shark that like ate a human, would you in turn be a cannibal?
I don't think so. No.
It's like the 6 degrees of
You're not-
separation of Kevin Bacon. It's like 6 separation of cannibalism.
Yeah, I don't think that's not how it works.
Just making sure.
No.
So in case I go hunt a bear and like eat it, and then I feel guilty
I
later.
think you can rest assured that you will not be a cannibal if you manage to even kill a bear to eat it.
Yeah, I suppose you're not eating its stomach.
Yeah.
Bear stomach, a fine meal.
Unless, yeah, you're making some weird shit like a bear haggis. Dude, that'd be wild.
Are there bears in Scotland? Do they eat them all?
I mean, we can find that out. Do we trying to find out if there's bears in
I
Scotland?
don't really care enough.
Bears in
there's
Scotland.
probably
That's
Bears in
my
Scotland.
new album
I was about to
coming out.
say. It's my indie album.
It's my indie band, Bears in Scotland.
It's like there's no instruments. It's just us like whipping sticks through the wind. 9 animals made extinct in Scotland. This is the Roman occupation. That was a while ago.
Early Scots shared their pristine lands with bears, wolves, and lynx.
Oh,
But while most of these species continue to exist and thrive outside of Scotland, some, such as the beaver, boar, and elk, have been successfully reintroduced. Look at that. Others have not been quite so fortunate. Oh, that's ominous. So no bears.
Yeah. So they killed all the bears. I mean, are they just like?
They are only in captivity in Scotland. So no, there are no bears in Scotland. So
Wow.
bears in Scotland. Keep an eye out for the new album
like
dropping this January.
I like to think William Wallace just like kind of like lured all the bears to England to try and fight, and thus they remain. I repeat, bear remains.
What are you
there's probably
talking
no
about?
bears.
There's no bears in Scotland.
That's what I'm saying, but maybe like the reason there isn't because they like made all the
All
bears
died in
try to
battle.
attack England. Yeah. And then all the few bears left are just running around, the Queen's Castle. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Buckingham Palace.
The Queen's
Yeah, it's the Queen's Castle.
Yeah, sure. All right.
That's my new album coming out. the same day
The
as
Queen's
Bears in Scotland.
Castle.
It's the Queen's Castle. We're actually competing album wise.
Dude, that's like, that sounds like a black metal.
Yeah, mine's like black metal mixed with a discotheque. It's a strange combination, but it works.
Yo. Bears in Scotland
Yes.
is such a great band name.
It's pretty good.
I am so happy that we came up with that. First album, though. What's the album name?
It's called Roar.
Shut the fuck up. No, we're not calling it.
No, call
it's
it
a little
like,
on the nose.
Call it like Hugh Glass. That's Leonardo DiCaprio's name. The Revenant. He gets mauled by a bear. See,
It
that'd be
doesn't
even more
need to be
inside.
bear related. Bear. It's supposed to be weird and obscure, bro. And then the
think it would be
album
funny.
title is something just it completely unrelated.
So the band is Bears in
pretentious.
Scotland.
It's an pretentious indie band.
Just call it like Sitting Sad at KFC, by Bears in Scotland.
I don't know if that works.
Sitting Sad at a KFC. I don't know. It's weird.
KFC.
I haven't heard any ideas from you.
An indie band wouldn't like shout out KFC in their album title.
Sitting Sad and my vegan restaurant. That sucks. Bears in Scotland. We only eat unharmed food. Straight from the ad. Dude, you're from Mississippi. I know.
About
but I talk like
Ipanema
this.
Nights. See, that's something. Ipanema Nights or something like.
Nice.
Because that's that fucking vegan joint. So I was just going off of what you said, and then that's pretentious. Yeah, Bears in Scotland with their new hit album Ipanema Nights.
Ipanema Nice.
That sounds so gay.
I'd go there and eat.
Pretentious, dude. Yeah, like that is perfect.
It's like, that's another one it could be. That'd be like, yeah, that's like part one. Ipanema Nights, like part one. Part of, the vegan saga. Some shit like that. But there is no other parts. It's like part two. But there's no part one or part three ever.
The band breaks up before we ever release the part two.
Well, they just never made part one either. And they make people like, oh, where's part, It's like that old joke where
No,
it's
they
like,
did make part one, but it sucks, so they tried to
part
bury
one
it.
was when they were like a different band name called like, like All the Bears.
It wasn't
Adore.
well thought out, folks. Let's just say that. They didn't plan for their success, their meteoric rise to stardom.
Yeah, their crazy lead singer. He's like, I'm tired of doing this indie shit, so I'm starting my new band. It's like all bears all the time, and his name is actually like Bear. It's like turns out he's the cult of personality. Just does yacht rock. All bears all the time. He forces everyone to dress like a bear, but at least you get paid. It's a paying gig.
Yeah, see, that's why he went crazy. Got kicked out of the band. He was just obsessed with the bear imagery. Everyone else in the band was like, bro, like the bears are just in the name. Like it's not even a thing. Like none of our songs have to do with bears.
Yeah.
Like we don't have bear imagery on our albums. Like
Then what's the fucking point? It's like, my favorite movie is Grizzly Man. It's like, he dies at the end. You're obsessed with the bear. He ended up eventually mauling himself to death, a.k.a. he was addicted to heroin.
Well, there's always a story like that with a band.
Yeah.
You know? So
if you're a
like,
band, there has to be tragedy.
so you know, but I replaced that guy as lead singer. So
So go listen to
so
Bears
go
in
check it out.
Scotland.
Bears in Scotland.
Bears in Scotland.
Anyway,
Scotland Yard.
but it was so. I think we should probably explain after 20 minutes into the episode. Probably should explain what like the whole clip at the beginning was about.
Oh, should we?
You know, maybe the audience is wondering why there's this man screaming and like there's
Kill
fucking
everybody?
power metal, like speed metal, whatever, thrash. I think is maybe more accurately what that was.
Old? In case you forgot. How could you forget?
I mean, that would have woken me up.
Yeah, use this as your alarm to start in the morning.
Even if you're awake already, this will wake you more up.
Yeah, are you truly awake?
Yeah,
So wake you more up.
Yes.
You ever not awake enough?
You can take the red pill or the red pill. Yeah, there's no choice. We're waking you up.
You think you're woke? Be woker. You're not woke enough.
Anyway, so the point of that clip was
It was a wall of death, which, for people that do not know, is typically at a metal concert.
it was a description of the current climate of American politics.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
No, just kidding.
That was actually live
Hack
from
joke.
Congress. It was like live.
That was live from the Senate floor, actually.
Strangely enough, Mitch McConnell has a great singing voice.
Dude, Mitch McConnell can he can fucking rip it up on the mic.
I want you to kill everyone. It's turtleneck.
Yeah, dude, that turtle can.
I
Fucking,
may be slow on the turtle.
he can bring some fucking heat on the fucking
On those
screams,
vocals.
dude. Yeah, bring some heat.
Who would have thunk it? I don't necessarily agree with the man politically, but shit,
Jesus
dude.
Christ. Yeah, you can't deny talent, folks, when you hear it. Everybody's. This is obviously a couple of weeks after it occurred, I think, or maybe it was last weekend, but
David
whatever.
just wants to shoehorn this sad thing in.
Well, no, the whole Astro World thing happened. Obviously, very sad. People died.
With people don't Astro World. They might not
Astro World. So it was this Travis Scott
Yeah.
concert, basically, and a bunch of 8 people died, I think, and then a bunch of people in the hospital. It was like a whole
Hundreds of
shit
people.
show. It was
Yeah.
just understaffed and not well put together, or at least well managed. So a bunch of fucking shit happened that ended up fucking people up. Anyway, so the point of the reason
People
the
are crushed, more or less.
the clip though is I saw all these takes after this occurred. People always just being like, "Oh, the metal. This would never happen in the metal community.
There's
The
decorum."
yeah, dude, it's like the metal.
Do you hear the decorum in that opening clip? Go back and listen.
It's like, dude, the metal community is just everyone cares about each other. It's like you're like Linkin Park. They're always like, dude, no, create a hole, open that up. We pick people up around here. No, don't get me wrong. Linkin Park's good at that. They're very conscious of that. Some bands are conscious of that, but some bands
Not all of them.
most fucking metal shows and shit. Dude, people are getting fucking knocked the fuck out. Dude, all sorts of wild shit is happening. Dude, people die at these shows. You just don't hear it publicized as
I
much.
think no one's died at a show before.
Yeah, dude, it happens, and sometimes it's just literally exhaustion. The thing is, I think
People are like, at a metal show, if you fall down, you won't even hit your feet. Your bros will just pick you back up. Before you even
Yes,
hit the
it's
ground. Like they're always watching.
it's like the power of metal will keep you from will
like
defy
an angel.
gravity.
The angelic force of this music.
Yeah,
The most clearly Christian music.
you will hover above the ground. Yeah, so
Jesus just picks you up from the metal.
yeah, this is what people were making it sound like the fucking experience
But
was.
meanwhile, there's actually a guy who looks like a cave troll from Lord of the Rings without his shirt on, covered in blood. It's just punch dancing.
Look, don't get me wrong. I'll take every opportunity. People are just using this to shit on Travis Scott, being like, "Oh well, they pop fans and rap fans don't know how to handle blah blah." And kind of
May or may not be true.
no, it's it's not true. It's just stupid because it's just an exceptional case where it's.
I mean, it was a giant.
This clearly
fucking
doesn't
crowd.
happen all the fucking time.
It was
right?
probably a bunch of people that had never even been to a concert before.
The shitty thing Travis Scott did was he just didn't stop the show. That's what you should have done. Once you saw people were
When people were dead for 5 songs, that was probably bad.
yeah, it's just dude, you probably need to fucking just cool it. Because that's the thing is your energy, if you can just stop it for maybe 5-10 minutes. I know the energy's gonna die down. It kind of sucks, but like people are fucking dead. So it's like,
yeah, it's like at some point you
I
got to
think
stop
we
the
can,
party.
just take a break for a sec. That's the whole thing about it. Is that's what he needed to do. He needed to just be responsible. I don't know what he knew. I don't know if people were talking to him. I know when you're performing, and like you don't fucking know
He
what's
might
going
not
on.
have known.
Like
I can't
people are
imagine
shouting,
doing what he did.
People are shouting all sorts of stuff. Like you probably can't make it out quite. Like he's got monitors in his
like
ears. He's
lights
got all
everywhere.
sorts of shit.
Yeah.
Who knows what he knew? I don't know what. I'm not following
But
it.
see,
I don't
what
care.
makes it look worse, though, is that he's literally been to jail for inciting a riot before. Like, several times.
Okay. But, like, it's like, come on. Like, like a fucking Woodstock, like, Limp Bizkit, like, basically incited a riot.
Then they tried to stop it, but they kept going because, Limp Bizkit style.
Yeah.
John Otto, make all these people riot.
Take it to the Matthews fridge.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit, the sound of serenity and caring as everyone picks each other up. To the sound of hot
Well, yeah,
dog.
so, like, okay, don't get me wrong. I'll take every opportunity to shit on Travis Scott. Like, I don't fucking care.
But do it for the right reasons.
Yeah, like, I mean, that's the thing. It's just, like, don't make it seem like metal shows are, like, some, like, fucking, like...
Exactly.
All the sanctimonious, like, acting like metal's so much better. It's like, no. Dude, like, at the
That's
beginning...
definitely part of it.
What happening in that clip at the
Our music's
beginning
better.
is, like, it's a wall of death. And if you don't know what a fucking wall of death is, it's where people in a fucking festival crowd separate... And with quite some distance
Probably
between
should've
them,
said
and they fucking run towards each other at full speed, like a crowd of people. And so, like,
that. Clearly safe.
people get hurt in this shit all the time. Like,
No,
it's-
everyone's just like high-fiving.
yeah, it's just violent. It's violent. So we're talking about earlier. I like it. I like to be in fucking mosh pits. Like, yeah, and getting my ass kicked. Who doesn't like that?
Well, some people do.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I usually, honestly, personally,
a long
prefer to
time
actually
since I've been
watch the show. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a mosh pit person.
Yeah, we're old now.
But-
See, back in the day, give me a
We're old
mosh
now.
pit. But yeah, I was like, I do kind of want to watch. the
Honestly, I was never really big into moshing. I was kind of into the music. I understand though the
Pussy.
appeal. I get it. I like it, and I like people. When I would play shows, I would like seeing people fucking like
people kill each other.
you see the fucking mosh pit
the
going while
sound
you're
of my
playing. You
rhythm.
feed off of the energy, right? And like bands do that. Like when you're fucking performing and everyone's just standing around, like it's not fun.
Apparently, Travis Scott is like a vampire, just feeding off death.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No,
The show
apparently,
was lit after everyone started dying.
apparently it was sacrifices to Moloch. That's what people were like saying. Dude, I fucking hate the Satan scare bullshit. It's just like, guys, just let the shit die. Like, can we get over that shit already? Like
Moloch.
people are like, dude, it's like there's all this satanic imagery. I'm like, dude, people, of course there is. It's like the Bible is like one of the oldest fucking things that, like, and all the biblical art and stuff that have come from it is like, dude, this is like, it's like in our cultural pantheon.
And
People are gonna reference it. It's like it's gonna
and
be
it's sweet.
because it's fucking archaic, looks archaic and cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Why wouldn't you? It's right there for the taking.
yeah, like, and so people use that shit in all sorts of stuff.
What else
and
are you
just
gonna
because
use?
it's there
Pictures of cowboys.
doesn't mean that people are like, yeah. Honestly, though, I would rather have cowboys.
Saloon doors.
If everything in our pantheon, cultural pantheon, can just be cowboys, I would not be mad.
Everything's Clint Eastwood instead of Jesus. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, right? What if it wasn't Santa Claus? It was Clint Eastwood who brought you presents on Christmas.
He just lassos them down through the window, through your saloon door. There's no real doors in this society.
No, he just walks in. Just smoking. He's got a cigarette
He you give him some
or a
milk or something.
cigarello.
He wraps it up there, looks at you all angrily.
that
Gives
what
your
they call
children
those?
presents.
Those like cigar cigarettes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
That's
no,
what
I
they
do.
smoked back
Yeah,
then.
yeah. They just rolled up cigarettes.
He got it in between his teeth, and he doesn't even open his teeth don't separate when he talks because he got the cigarette in there,
He
cigarello.
just chews on it. Like in all those cowboy movies he was in, he's just chewing on the cigarillo.
Yeah, they're probably just getting high off of that. It's like half the time wasn't even lit. They're just like, I'm just keeping this in my mouth. It's intimidating.
Yeah, it's like when you're about to shoot someone.
That's Clint Eastwood probably just stood in front of the mirror for hours, just like making faces till he
Go
got
ahead.
it right. You know what I mean? Till he got the just like the whole intimidating with the thing in your mouth. He probably
Off
practiced with
my
a toothpick.
lawn. That's a good one.
Practice with a toothpick.
Maybe.
If you want to look like a douchebag.
No, he looks awesome. What do you mean? You mean look like the like a god, a golden god?
Do you remember the guy from Uncle Buck? He's got the toothpick and he's like twirling it in his mouth.
Oh yeah. Like
A quick aside to just like reminisce about Uncle Buck, like the movie from 1984. Like okay, just with John Candy.
Yeah.
What about that guy?
Rest in peace. He was funny. I'm probably gonna.
Of course,
die
he was
like him.
funny. Dude, he was like, but he also had that kind of serious thing too, like in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Like the
That movie's
scene.
great.
Yeah, of course. It's
because there's not many
that's
things.
why I brought it up.
It's almost Thanksgiving. There's like not many Thanksgiving movies. There's like movies about like all these other holidays, and that's like one of the good Thanksgiving movies.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the few
It's
Thanksgiving.
like one of the few, so
But
by default, but it's also good.
it's like, oh yeah, it's good. But what I'm talking about is his dramatic
Yeah.
scene in the movie. I mean, he's got.
Like
I think he's
Lie
got
in
a
Bed.
few. That was a good. Oh, that's a good movie.
Oh yeah, that's a great
It's
movie.
a good. But that's the thing. It's like it's what makes it is. Just, I think Candy is like he's just such a like God. He was a
the sad
charismatic
clown.
dude. He was what a charismatic dude he was.
Yeah. All those guys like that are just the sad
Because he
clowns.
did
They all
have that
die.
dramatic intensity there too that he could bring. You know?
Apparently, he was just a nice guy. Though there was I saw this
Was
story
he?
about Bill Pullman in his first movie was Spaceballs. You know. And,
Oh shit!
yeah, and
That was
everyone-
his first movie.
Yeah, Bill Pullman. That movie's like when did that even? It's like 1986
What
or
a
something.
what a great role to land
I know, right?
for your first gig.
Yeah,
it's like a Star Wars parody. With
Yeah.
Mel Brooks.
Yeah, Mel Brooks, who like still was making
But it's
shit.
just, and this is like, Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Like we're talking heyday Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
I mean, Spaceballs is arguably his most well known
I think maybe nowadays.
because of just how big
Is
Star
Blazing
Wars
Saddles-
is. Blazing Saddles. I was gonna say that was gonna be the other one I was
People-
gonna say.
No, or Young Frankenstein.
Okay.
Like
But who even knows? Like if
that's
you
what I'm saying.
if-
That's what I'm saying. Maybe nowadays Spaceballs is the.
I think
most
it's probably
known.
Spaceballs. Blazing Saddles, of course, Young Frankenstein. I don't know.
Which is your favorite of those? I mean, Blazing Saddles hasn't really held up. That's more slapsticky.
Oof.
And there's a few rather questionable scenes. But there's a scene where everyone just farts around a fire pit. That's kind
Michael gets offended by the language, the parlance of the
of
time.
Yeah, that's right. I sure do.
I mean,
David uses it all the time around me.
It's a product,
Pisses
of,
me
it's
off.
product of its time. I'm quoting the movie. No, I mean Blazing Saddles is probably because it's rated R, is probably my
ER.
go-to,
Well,
and it's also got Gene Wilder.
well, so does Young Frankenstein.
But
That one's not as funny.
Young
but I
Frankenstein
think it
is
holds
lower.
up.
Is like, of those Young Frankenstein's a distant third. It's not for me. It's Blazing Saddles and Spaceballs are like kind of up there, neck and neck with each other. But I give it because Gene Wilder's badass.
Yeah, I mean Spaceballs is great. I mean, there's some.
Spaceballs is great. I'm not saying it's not.
They're trying to look up, like what happens next. Just like put the tape in.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's
it's,
a
exactly.
statement.
It's subversive. It's
pretty
it's a
funny.
good parody. It does a good
It's
job.
goofy. Some of the jokes don't land.
No, I mean not anymore. But like some of it is like
Well, you know
definitely
they're
for like
making-
younger kids. Like some of the stuff with Dark Helmet and shit is
Yeah.
definitely just like more. But it's fine because back then it's like Star Wars is aimed at kids. Like whatever.
Well, the whole point was that like John Candy was nice because apparently everyone there was just like, "Fuck you, Bill Pullman. We're not going to give you any jokes." Because he's kind of the straight man, supposedly.
He's
in
supposed
that
to be
role.
playing.
Yeah. So John Candy at one point was like, "Hey, how about you have this line?" They're like, "No." And then John Candy's like, "No, just like give it to him." And it's like one of the few, wisecracks he has in the movie. I don't remember which one it is.
Of course
But,
not,
like,
because that would make the story better.
No,
Now
it
you're
was,
wasting
but John
everyone's
Candy,
time.
But then apparently John Candy was just like, "Here you go." And he like took him out to a bar. So yeah, he was just nice. Apparently, he was just
Yeah,
telling
get
about
the
young
fucking
people.
point.
That was the point. Yeah,
I
he
know
was just a nice
exactly.
guy.
I was kicking your ass, getting
kick your
getting
ass.
that story out of the
you.
way, out of this fucking shit. We got a
Oh, no,
great,
so
cool
let's go
story,
back
bro.
to Spaceball. Yeah, it was cool. We devolved. Into
No,
that.
I mean honestly,
Well, they're
just
making the
ranting
history of the
about Mel
world,
Brooks.
yeah, exactly.
No, don't even talk to me about making anything new.
They're apparently they're making a new
I
one.
live in the past. There's nothing new that they could make that would satisfy
nothing.
that would satiate my thirst.
for Mel Brooks. He's got to be like 100.
No,
years
my
old,
thirst
right?
for good movies.
Yeah, they don't exist anymore. What was the last good movie that came out?
The last good movie that came out was Dune.
Oh, but it's only half a movie.
That's true. So that might be unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so what was the last
Sonic the
good whole
Hedgehog.
movie?
I don't know.
Hacksaw Ridge. That was pretty solid.
That was like 10
But that
years
was like,
ago.
no, it wasn't. That was like 3 years ago.
Hacksaw Ridge did not come out. Okay, I think it was like 2016.
It's 16 or 17. No, it
5
wasn't
years ago.
16. I think it might have been 17.
Maybe. Speaking of Mel Gibson
So,
directing movies,
That was the last
he's
good
making
one.
Lethal Weapon 5.
Yay.
That's awesome.
Well, as long as he's reprising Riggs. I mean, if
Well,
we
he
get
would
to see
be. I would
Riggs.
imagine he is because he's directing the movie. It'd be funny if he's not allowed to be in the movie, but he's allowed to direct.
Yeah, they recast Riggs.
He's
It's like Chris Pratt.
yeah.
He's just like totally out of place and not at all the right age.
He's
but
like,
he just
but
lands.
Danny
every-
Glover's still there. I'm too old for this shit.
But,
Chris
like,
Pratt's
Mel-
like, yes, we are.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, you know what, Murtaugh?
so
we're
old.
so old, Murtaugh. You're right. Chris Pratt and his politics. Everyone always gives him shit about being a Christian, and Mel Gibson's a Christian. Who do you
Oh,
think?
really?
Who do you? Well, that's what I'm saying, though. That's why he's going to be recast. That makes more sense than.
He's just gonna recast himself as like,
So that was just a
Jesus.
stupid joke because he's going to be Mario, and everyone was just like, "Why is he Mario?" And so I was just trying to make a dumb joke about that casting,
Well,
but
he
then
got-
it actually makes sense more
I know.
than the Mario thing.
Makes more
So
sense. Oh, yeah, no shit. Yeah.
So I honestly hope
Matt
they.
Plummer.
You heard it here
Chris
first.
Pratt.
You heard it here first. Chris Pratt is going to be playing Martin Riggs in
And the
Lethal
Mel
Weapon
Gibson
5.
directed Lethal Weapon 5. Well, see, because I would
Richard
never
Donner
be,
died, though. That does suck. I mean, it would have been
It's
cool
not
if
like
they
Lethal
could.
Weapon 4 was amazing.
Dude, shut the fuck
he even
up.
direct
That was
all
one
of
of the
them?
best movies ever made. Are
Did
you
he
kidding
direct
me?
all 4 of them?
Of course he directed all 4 of
I'm
them.
not sure. I don't know. I know he made 1 and 2.
That's why the quality is so consistent.
I don't know if the quality was consistent.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Lethal Weapon 4
It
is
was
not
fucking
good.
they're amazing.
Lethal Weapon 4 is
Seamless
mediocre.
transition. You're not,
You know, speaking of,
You're wrong.
I remember the preview.
You are
Maybe
absolutely
Chris
wrong.
Pratt will do it. No, because the preview I remember for Lethal Weapon 4, it's like Chris Rock in there, and he's like pretending that he's Danny Glover in the preview. And he's like, just kidding, I'm just like in the movie. It was like so bizarre. So yeah, it'll just be Chris Pratt like, yeah, I'm just Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson comes out like, no boy. Mel Gibson probably.
No, but
looks
that'd be
old as
funny though
fuck.
if it's a similar thing, like Chris Pratt is a younger, because they
Dude,
did with like Chris Rock.
I don't know if Chris Pratt
is
will-
Chris Rock going to be in it. Are they going to bring back like all the crews? Pesci,
be great.
dude. Are they going to
Dude,
bring him
there's
back?
No way, Joe Pesci only comes back for Martin Scorsese. I don't know if he's going to come back for Mel Gibson, but if he
He's
did,
got it. He's got to have a camp. He's got to have like one scene where they go see Leo. They just go Leo, and he's just like, and then he's just doing the Leo shtick
yeah,
again.
he's
God,
just,
what?
everyone's just old. But see, I would. The only reason I'm excited about
They
it
fucked you at the drive.
is because Mel Gibson's directing. Because if they just said Lethal Weapon 5, I'm like, they're making like Indiana Jones 5. I'm like, just let these people die in our brains. Don't show us anymore. It's like, remember them, and now they're all old. I don't want to see all these old people. They've been too old for this shit for like 35 years.
Yeah, that's
And now make a new one.
Since
But
the
see, Mel
first
Gibson,
movie.
what was the last? Yeah, I guess Hacksaw Ridge was the last movie he made. He's only made like 4 movies, right? It's like Apocalypto.
well. There's Passion of the Christ,
yes, of course.
Apocalypto,
And then Braveheart.
Braveheart,
I think it's like it.
and Hacksaw. I think there's another.
I think
one.
he made one before Braveheart.
There's
It's
another
like The
one.
Man Without a Face or some shit.
Yeah,
Some weird movie.
I think something like that.
Where Mel Gibson's like, I only have half a face.
Hey Siri, what movies have Mel Gibson made?
Here's what I found from Wikipedia.
It starts playing that video when he's like screaming.
Blow
Blow me!
All right, bitch.
You come over here and suck my dick. It starts playing that. Mel Gibson said that, not me. It was like Russian wife he had. And everyone was okay with that. It's when he said things about Jews, and that's when he lost his career for like 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah, I think you had it right, man. Without a face.
Man without a face.
The Passion of the Christ, Resurrection.
Wait, what? What is that?
It's
Does
apparently
he come back? Is it coming out?
It's apparently announced.
What?
TBA.
No. You can't make a sequel to the Jesus movie. That's like a joke.
Jesus
comes
too.
back and he's pissed.
Yeah, that's a Family Guy joke. Yeah, I mean,
I know.
everyone's made that joke for fucking ever.
And now he's actually gonna make it. to
he's
reality.
back, and this time it's personal. Like that whole thing is just like,
It is personal. He comes back. It's like, why'd you kill me, God? He's gonna get Jim Caviezel to like do it again. It's like Jesus. It's like, damn, you died for 3 days and you look like 25 years older. Jesus.
God damn, Jesus,
God damn, Jesus.
death took a toll on you.
Dead for 3 days. God damn it. I mean, sorry, Dad. It's like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would make sense. You know, you could get away with it. One line of dialogue: "I was dead for 3 days." My child, I was dead for 3 days. Why do you criticize my
rotting out.
appearance?
That's why everyone believed him. Like, holy shit, Jesus is a zombie.
Zombie Jesus, brains.
And then, of course, at the end of the movie, Jesus decides not to fight World War II, saves a bunch of people at a cliff. No, he already made that movie. It's like the Mel Gibson universe. He starts mixing all his movies. Jesus shows up in Apocalypto.
The MGU.
Braveheart. Yeah, it's like anytime his characters die in the movie, they just go meet Jesus. So now it's like the only way. It's like the Avengers, except everyone's dead. Jesus died. Braveheart died. Spoiler alert, William Wallace.
So they're all like hanging out, and then he's gonna have the unifying movie where they're all like in heaven and they fight
Yeah.
the forces,
That's
the
what I'm
encroaching
saying.
forces of
Yeah.
of hell upon the.
Yeah. And luckily they all have a role. You know, Jesus is Jesus. Can like summon,
He's Jesus.
So yeah, he's just Jesus. Can like probably dodge bullets. And of course, Braveheart, he's gonna be like fighting sword. And then of course, the Apocalypto dude's gonna be running through a jungle because it'll be convenient for like one part. It's like your skills are needed.
I mean, he'll probably do what he did in the movie. I mean, he
Dodges a
hunting,
tiger.
just
It's like
fashions
a bunch
a
of
spear.
And then, hopefully the Doom Slayer's in there. Because fuck it. Might as well.
I guess
Gonna
then
fight
that would just be the
Satanist.
Doom reboot.
I would watch a Mel Gibson Doom movie.
Honestly,
that
it's
should
just
be
like
the sequel to The Passion.
Really, who else could handle content, that
Yeah.
subject matter, other than Mel Gibson?
Like with the weight of the religious aspect
yeah.
and the pure violence.
yeah, just the sheer
Sounds right up Mel's
visceral
alley.
violence. Like, who else could handle that? I'm gonna have to throw my vote for Mel Gibson on this one, folks.
Somebody get a producer on the phone.
Yeah, we're pitching this to old Mel. We're taking it right to his agent.
He needs any job. He's making Lethal Weapon 5. Like, here's a Doom.
I mean, he can always get more work.
I guess it would be a reboot, kind of like what we're doing. Because they had the 2005 Doom
Well, there was that.
with The Rock. And, of course, Carl
Carl Urban, the best.
the greatest actor of all time. After Bill Paxton died, of course.
The
Greatest
torch, the
living
torch
actor.
was passed
Yeah,
from Bill Paxton to Carl Urban.
Yeah, that's what we say. Doubt us. Find us a bad Carl Urban movie. You can't. We're going to throw you through the saloon doors.
No, and if you do find a bad Carl Urban movie, it's not because of Carl Urban.
Oh, no, yeah.
Let's just say that
He makes every movie.
role that he plays, he commits to 100%.
He elevates every film he's in, no matter what. So even if it's bad, if he's in one scene, it's not all the way bad. So you can't say there's a bad Carl Urban film. You could say there's a mediocre to middling to not that good Carl Urban film, but there are no bad ones.
But it is sacrilege.
To say a bad Carl Urban film exists. Don't make me get our revolvers.
Oh, shit. I got a revolver. I got one right here.
No, not that thing.
Michael ever gets out of line.
He just shoots me.
Just like breaks out into a gunfight. Like he brings one of his own one day. We're just like shooting at each other for 2 minutes of the podcast. I'm sure that would be entertaining.
Yeah, we should do
People
that.
would
Just,
enjoy
like,
that.
Play like the sound from like the shootout in Heat. Just like thousands of rounds being discharged.
Just have that play in the background for people to enjoy.
Or just like yelling at each other. Just like, you motherfucker. It's like, no. You said, what about Carl? Then the war starts.
So anyway, as to what I was saying, the metal community acting all sanctimonious.
Yeah, what have we learned?
about the Astroworld incident is stupid. Just like, it's just one of those things. It's like an awareness thing. It's like you gotta understand that going to shows in those environments there comes with a risk. And yeah, you know,
even before
be
the
aware.
show starts, you probably would get a vibe of like, maybe I shouldn't stand here.
Yeah, or it's like this is not gonna go well. And I mean, but it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, I understand. It's like once people get crammed in there, it's like you can't really do anything. But
Might just get like pissed on or something.
But yeah, I mean, it's too. Also, just I heard some people complaining about like sort of the festival setup and like some of that, how that had something to do with it too. But I don't know, like the design, and I mean, who knows? But whatever.
There should be a way to get out, but
Just
shit happens.
Don't act like metal is like, and I fucking love metal, but it's just like, dude, this shit's dangerous there. Like, people do dangerous shit at those shows.
Dave and I saw a show together. We saw Every Time I Die, and I remember like a guy just bought beer just to throw it in the air at people. I'm like, this is what happens at metal shows. People spend money to fight.
Okay, that doesn't really bolster our point. Like, it's like, okay, a dude threw some beer. I mean, okay. Yeah, I mean, that happens at literally every show. Like,
But
any
still.
show. Okay. Great, Michael.
Oh, that was pretty tense. And then people started
People
jumping.
are like, in those, they're fucking, Every Time I Die was obviously crazy shows. So, like, people are going pretty wild for that.
That's probably the last mosh pit I was in.
I mean, there were people, I didn't get in that fucking mosh.
Well, that's why you didn't get to
Staying
jump
away.
on stage like I did.
I did. I mean, I did later, after the show was over, but
I was arrested promptly.
yeah, locked in the drunk tank.
Threw away the key.
No, but there was some wild stuff going on there, like just in terms of moshing. Like, but again, that's a smaller scale sort of thing, and that
What's the
typically
biggest
is
mosh pit
not
you've been
that bad.
into?
But you still get fucking knocked around. Biggest mosh pit. When I saw Suffocation back in 2004, 2005,
Yeah, I always remember the suffocating.
it was a circle pit in the middle of Jack's nightclub in Springfield. And dude, oh my god, dude, that was intense.
Really?
Like people were just getting shoved into the circle, and like you just get knocked the fuck down. You wanted to jump in. Everyone's just running in a circle. If you don't know what a circle pit is, it's like a mosh pit, kind of regular mosh pit is just like usually in a crowd. Like
Everyone's just jumping.
people just start pushing each other, and everyone's pushing off of each other, and just it's really kind of fun. Like you just kind of it's chaos. And sometimes people do what they call slam dance, which is basically just
those guys suck.
which is just punching.
I hate those guys.
Just punching the air and shit. And you'll usually run into those guys. They're just swinging their fists around. There's usually one big fat dude in the center
Yeah,
of
that's what
like
I'm saying.
a mosh pit, just pushing people around and just like throwing people.
Got a name like Man Child. No.
And then, but so that's kind of like your traditional sort of mosh pit. I mean, there's probably some motherfucker
Yeah,
out there
the
that's gonna
loving
be
one.
like, oh no, there's all these names for all this shit. Whatever. I mean, this is going by what I remember as being the general.
Yeah, we're old now.
Fucking circle pit was then when people were basically running in a circle, and there's an open space obviously in between everybody,
in
but
the
like
middle of,
you
like,
could
the whole
fall
crowd.
into that, like
Yeah.
like people. It was really enclosed,
It's
so
almost like a hurricane.
basically, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just swirl and
Yeah,
go
it's just a
constantly.
swirl of people.
During in the middle of the
When
middle
you get
of
in that
fucking
pit,
crowd.
you better run in a circle.
You better keep up. But dude, I've seen so many people just get fucking wrecked in circle pits, dude.
Category 5 circle pit.
Dude. Like just as soon, like dude, it's like always the
Swept
worst, the
away.
most innocent. Like it's like some girl, like first fucking show, just like runs right in, and some fucking asshole just like shoves
like
her
clotheslines.
shoves her right into like the oncoming legs of like the circle pit, just like fuck you, just shoves her down. She goes flying into
There's
people's.
her friends, then her friends have to jump in there trying
It's like
to
a
find
bowling
her.
ball. She takes out like 3 people. It's people start tripping over them, and the circle pit though keeps going. You don't stop.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no,
you know,
it stops for no
you
one.
just start getting fucking run over. It's bad, man. Dude, it's intense. So don't
and then there's the
act
wall of
safe to-
death, which we opened with. So there's all sorts
I've
of
never
things.
taken part in a wall of death.
I haven't either.
That
I've seen
shit.
it though. I think I've seen it once.
I may have in some like smaller shows.
Yeah,
but,
like, I saw-
not like that. That was that was at Wacken.
It's like Lord of the Rings.
2010.
It's like the Battle of Minas Tirith happening in that video. Would have been way cooler if Exodus did the soundtrack for Lord of the Rings instead of Howard Shore. Old.
Yes, I agree. It would have been great to have like fucking Children of Bodom or like Camelot to the fucking soundtrack. I can't even remember what other kind of fucking bands there are like that. Like the sort of like Viking.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of like Viking metal, dude. I used to listen to the Scandinavians. They like love making this.
They have nothing else to do but play the guitar.
Fucking Viking metal, yeah.
And they're all really
like,
good at it.
and just like real like subversive and black, like lots of black.
I would like to visit that country and be like, I imagine it's just a bunch of people with long hair playing guitars wearing Viking paraphernalia.
Yeah,
That's what their economy's built on.
I mean that's probably
That's what they export.
it's at least 4%. It's at least 4% of their GDP.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is exports of black metal to the rest of the world.
Hey, got to make a living.
It's a living. Yeah, I mean, I wish I grew up in Scandinavia and I could just fucking learn guitar and start metal.
I wish I could restart my
everybody
life
there is
over.
into it. You know what I mean? Like everybody there would be into metal, so there'd be no shortage of drummers and guitarists, and it would just be a bastion of creative energy.
I suppose, yeah, like the kids, I'd be like the nonconformists. Be listening to like Britney Spears or some shit over there, you know, or something like that's like hardcore over there, like underground. It's like I was listening to ABBA. When everyone else is listening to metal. All the pop stations are just metal. Top 40 metal.
Yeah, it's like the kid that listens to pop goes to school just in like their like Abercrombie and
clothes.
Finch like kind of preppy sort of bullshit, and all the kids are like all the goth kids just make fun of them, and they're just like walking to class like all like
Yeah.
sad. They're all like,
Teachers are like, stay away from that one. He's trouble. He's just like got all of his books and shit, like normal. Like
yeah, he's like the best student.
it's like we don't
Fucking
like this.
normie. What a fucking square, dude.
They take him to a mosh pit one day. Dies. No. Tragic story.
Well, yeah, it's like they try to convert him his first mosh pit and fucking dies.
Kill his dog or something.
Jesus.
Throw his
Why would
dog
that
into the
happen?
mosh pit.
Why is his dog there? Why does he
Because
have
there
a
has to be
dog?
tragedy. He has to learn from it. Go to the dark side. You
doesn't
can't
know.
kill the main character at the
Yeah,
beginning
you
of the
can.
circle mosh pit.
This isn't the main character.
Oh, so yeah, it's the twist. It's the dog. He's the main character. The dog takes revenge. I bet you all the dogs in Scandinavia.
Why? Where did the dog come from?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Why did we?
I don't want to kill the Abercrombie and French guy immediately off the bat.
I just
kill his
feel
dog.
he was. That's how they separate the strong from the weak in Scandinavia.
Kill your dog.
No, it's to put you in a pit.
Okay. I would listen to black metal all the
The
time.
dog is your thing. I'm not even talking about the
It's
dog.
like, stop killing my dog.
Yeah, stop. Michael's just obsessed with killing dogs right now.
It's like, take him out behind the shed. No, you don't have to. Just put out a metal
Calm
album.
down, Hitler. Jesus. Over here with the dog killing.
Even Hitler didn't kill dogs. So I'm worse than Hitler.
I can't. Well, let's not even.
Let's not discuss
Let's
what's
not.
worse
We
than
don't need to go into what Hitler did or didn't do. All right.
Allegedly.
Like on this podcast,
Yeah.
this is not for us to cover. Anyway, so yeah.
So don't go to Travis Scott.
The wall of death. Don't do that ever. You'll knock your fucking teeth out.
Yeah.
I have no idea what else would happen. And I mean, I guess there's some drunk motherfuckers. Just, I mean, dude, it's hardcore. It's fun. And I mean, it's what it is. It's dangerous. And it's just part of it.
It's called the Wall of Death.
It's you're young. You're having fucking fun.
Full
You're
of
going out with your
cum,
friends.
Yum, dumb.
You're all jerking off at the metal show. You know, it's what happens.
It's the back of your sperms.
It's not a phase, Mom. I mean, I feel like it's probably a phase for most people.
You might
but-
not be able to jerk off again if like one of those crazy dudes in the Wall of Death like just like kicks you in the scrotum. You have to get a catheter the rest of your life. That's what could happen at the Wall of Death.
Dude, I mean, somebody could just hit you the wrong way, and then you're fucking
Yeah.
paralyzed for the rest of your life.
Yeah, dude. Like an NFL game. It's-
Oh yeah, I mean, not
I'd like to
even
see
an
a Wall of
NFL
Death.
game, dude. Like,
That's
you
basically what happens on every NFL play, right? It's the Wall of Death. And one guy's just trying to throw a ball on the other side of the Wall of Death.
there's like NFL, or like not even NFL games. So you can look at like fucking high school fights, and motherfuckers get concussed and have seizures.
You can get a concussion in a lot of ways.
Yeah, just head trauma in general.
It's a thing,
It's a fun thing.
depending on how you got it.
Apparently, a lot of serial killers have head trauma. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. We're just saying here.
Not,
You've had head trauma.
I'm just saying.
You might have killed someone.
So if you've had head trauma, you're probably going to kill somebody at some point in your life.
Like 90% chance.
Yeah. You're in the 90th percentile. I don't know if that's the thing.
I don't think that's the thing.
That's not how you say it, but
not at all. But close
in the
enough.
top 10%.
You're in the 90th percentile.
You are the 10% that could potentially become a serial killer.
No, it's 90%. There's 10% that you might not become a serial killer.
No, but this 10% of people, I don't know. I think we broke.
think
I think we broke down this math
Hold on.
wrong.
I think-
Let's not focus on. We need to move on. Is what needs to happen. So what happens when
If a
You
serial
need-
killer kills someone in the woods and no one hears it, that happened. I'm kidding.
when you need somebody taken care of? There's a special organization that you call, and that is UTS.
No.
UTS brand
No.
chips.
Yes, the chips brand. Utes, Uts,
It's UTS.
Utsies.
I'm fairly certain it's UTS.
It better be Uts. My life is a lie.
But yeah, they you know what's crazy is I always thought that these fucking chip brands like had like massive factories like across the,
Like with
the
smoke
country.
billowing out.
Yeah, like
Into the flames you go to make the chips.
employing millions. You know, it's like the American economy rested on the shoulders.
It's like the
of-
conveyor belt of chips. One by one, they put them in the bag.
I mean, seriously, I in my mind, like I thought, like you know, the Utz brand was some like just global sensation, but then it turns out like they have a factory in Pennsylvania.
like that's it.
Yeah. And then they're
Yeah, I wonder if people in California know about Utz.
I'm pretty sure. I mean,
How
do
could
they
they
not
not?
have Utz in
I
California?
don't know. We don't have In-N-Outs here on the East Coast.
But okay, a restaurant chain is a little different than a bag of chips.
Tell me you can't just like send hamburgers over the mail.
Here's a hamburger in a bag. Bagged hamburger. That
Just
sounds
dropping
good.
from the stork. It's like that's how they deliver it.
By drone.
It takes
How about
like
that?
2 days to get there. It's like the DoorDash drone. Probably have those soon. Just drops the food through the window. Has a few kinks.
Yeah, they'll probably start like constructing houses with like drone drops.
It's like you used to have Santa or Clint Eastwood delivering presents. It's like now you have the drones.
Oh yeah, that's just like that's what replaces Santa. It's just drones with Santa hats
Yeah, I was about to say. They're all jolly.
in like the dystopian
Ho, ho, ho.
the
ho,
dystopian
ho,
late
ho,
stage
ho, ho.
capitalist landscape that we're living in. Dude, God.
Yeah, when you hear the ho hos, you run. Ho, ho, ho. Drone attack. Ho, ho, ho.
Dude, I swear some people like complain about capitalism so much that it's almost like they're bitter X. You know what I mean? It's just like it's one of those things like everything's capitalism's fault. Like so you just be like, man,
If you were better at it, you wouldn't complain. Okay.
well no, it's just like it's like the most random shit too. Like you'll just be like, God, like they probably so many commercials and motherfuckers be like, it's like capitalism. You're just like, okay, like I mean, like one of those things. It's like when when somebody's like broken up with somebody and they're really bitter about it, it's just like every little thing they're just like, oh, that's like Brandon used to. It's just like it's what it seems like, sometimes like people just everything's like fucking cat. He's like, dude, like relax.
It's like Susie used to put mayonnaise on a sandwich like that.
It's like I don't care like
It's like,
that
all right,
much.
dude. It's like, all right.
Like everything's a fucking like an opportunity, just like to point out how Brandon / capitalism.
Yeah,
fucked
let's
me.
go, Brandon. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I just was.
Look
I was,
at you. Look at you.
It was some Chad name I was trying to think of that would cheat on, Susie or whoever, Karen that I'm talking about.
It's have to be a Chad. It's always Chad.
Sigma grind set. Is that what they say?
Sure.
Is that-
It is now.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, Chad.
Chad Loader.
Nice to meet you, Chad.
I heard say he got in trouble recently. Didn't
I don't know.
so I heard that guy's name and I thought it was Kurt Loader. Yeah. And apparently,
Who is Chat Loader? Chad. They.
he looks like he's like some kind of uber lefty on Twitter. But I thought he was talking about, like, I saw this name earlier, and I thought he was talking about Kurt Loder, who used to be the guy on fucking MTV News.
Yeah, the Rolling Stone.
He looks like he was in the Rolling Stones.
He looks like he could be Doctor Who.
Is Kurt Loder really 75?
No, he's like older now, I imagine. He's 76. Dude,
He is
yeah.
76. Dude, Kurt Loder's 76.
Oh no, we're all gonna die. He was born before World War II was over.
Dude, no, Kurt Loder though, he was definitely like the voice of a generation.
Oh, sure, not my generation.
Okay, Fred.
Yeah,
All right.
enough Limp Bizkit.
Okay, I think that we've been at this about an hour, so I think
Yeah.
that's
a good test run for this reboot. Where we
test
took
run.
the red pill.
It's not a test run. Don't call it a test run.
We're not
I'm definitely gonna post this. You calling it a test run makes it sound like we're amateur hour here. No, this is going up,
This is reboot.
going straight to the. We'll start a Patreon soon. We'll do our premium episodes where we get really raw. We'll get nasty.
Nasty.
Anyway, we don't really have an outro, so we're just gonna
I guess
say
we should have thought of that. It's
Nah.
like the end.
no.
we'll just play something.
No, we're not gonna play anything. We're just gonna end it. We're gonna end it like right here.